How's it going, Flyers?
I'm Jack Brooks.
And I'm Collier White.
And welcome back to the Rundown
for the week of March 10th.
Boy, oh boy, am I raring to shoot some good hoops.
Well, Jack, you're in luck.
How so?
Well, it's March, and you know what that means. It's time for March Madness!
Oh, gracious me. Now here's Jack Wallace to give us an analysis on March Madness.
All right, I'm here with Coach Lewis, one of our math teachers, and also a huge college basketball fan. Coach Lewis, the March Madness bracket's about to come out, and I really need a few tips on how to create the perfect bracket. First of all, what are the odds of even making a perfect bracket?
It's ridiculous. It's like 9.2 quintillion of you even trying to get a perfect bracket, so it's going to be very tough.
Well, do you have any tips for me that I can use to try to create a perfect bracket?
I would say the first step is normally all of the 1 seeds would win, but obviously that did not happen in 2018 when University of Maryland, Baltimore County, they beat Virginia in the first round. So I would start there. All 1 seeds should advance. And I would think this year all two seeds have a good chance to advance as well. There's always going to be a 12 seed that wins, so I do have a couple of options that we'll hear later when I get into my Cinderellas. There's a couple 12 seeds that always upset a 5 seed, so keep that in mind too.
Coach Lewis, probably the most exciting part about March Madness every year is the upsets that happen in the first round. It's what will bust brackets early. What are some upsets you see happening early?
So the 10 seed, like I said earlier, Florida Atlantic, and 11 seed would be Auburn, 12 seed would be Southern Miss, 13 seed would be Iona, 14 would be Utah Valley, and a 15 seed has a really good matchup with Marquette would be Colgate. So those would be my upsets to go for this year.
Now, Coach Lewis, a huge part of March Madness every year is the Cinderellas, the teams that aren't expected to do a lot of damage, maybe even some schools people have never heard of, but they always make a long run. They really capture the hearts of America. Who are some schools this year that you think could really make a run and be some Cinderellas?
A couple that I have. The first would be Florida Atlantic. It's out of Conference USA. Shout out to Louisiana Tech. They're probably going to be the favorite from Conference USA. They're projected 10 seed right now, so that means that they will be matched up with TCU. So I really feel like they could catch TCU slipping in the first round. Next would also be Southern Miss, another Conference USA. They're on the 12 line. Like I said earlier, there's always a 12 seed that beats a 5. So I really feel like that they would give St. Mary's some problems in the first round. Like they defend really well. They get up and down the floor, and then they know how to knock down some shots when it matters the most. So those are my 2 go-to Cinderellas this year.
Coach Lewis, probably the most important part for making a bracket is who you actually think is going to win it all. I know there's a bunch of really good teams. It's a very good year for college basketball, but at the end of the day, who do you think will be the team that comes out and wins the whole thing?
I don't think it's going to be one of the blue bloods like Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, or like a Villanova. The overall 1 seed right now projected will be Alabama, and that's a lot of pressure. So whenever they do deem you the overall number 1 seed, it is tough. So I really think the hottest team late in the season, which is the best time to be playing your best basketball, will be Purdue. So that will be my go-to for the national champion this year.
Thanks, Weatherman Walls. Sounds like an exciting tourney.
You know what else is exciting?
What?
Sing Bye Bye Birdie to our winter uniforms.
Kate Johnston takes an in-depth look at our students' emotions about switching to summer uniforms.
With the end of the third quarter also means it's the end of winter uniforms for our seniors. Let's see how they feel about this monumental moment.
This is my last week in winter uniforms. It's very bittersweet, but I'm very excited to finally get rid of them for the last time, and I'm very excited to be in spring uniforms after spring break.
I haven't really worn these uniforms for that long, but it's still pretty sad that I won't be able to wear them ever again.
I don't care. We're so excited to be going back to spring uniforms.
I'm so sad about the winter uniforms. I'm not.
I'm gonna miss putting on my tie every morning.
I'm not gonna miss anything about it.
I love my leather sweater.
It's just really heartbreaking. Like, I'm never gonna wear these uniforms again, and it's just, I'm gonna miss every day without them. My tie, I can't leave home without it, and it's just really hard.
I'm gonna miss about my winter uniforms looking so good and so cool all day, and everybody asking me if I'm a lawyer.
I'm gonna miss the winter uniform, but I'm really not gonna miss the winter uniform.
I sure am gonna miss these uniforms. This is Kate Johnston saying goodbye to this tie.
I guess I'll see you in shorts next week.
No, not next week.
Why's that?
Spring break is next week.
That's right.
So let's hear what our students are planning for this holiday. Here is Sarah Alice Genovese.
Loyola's spring break is coming up, and our students are ready for their week off. Here they are to tell you about their plans.
I'm going to the Bahamas with my friend Francie Bowen.
And I'm going to Destin with Sadie.
I'm going snow skiing with my uncle and my sister in Santa Fe.
This spring break, I'm going to chill at home with my family and probably hang out with some friends.
For spring break, I'm going to the beach, and then I have a volleyball tournament.
This spring break, I'm going to tour LSU and the University of Lafayette.
This spring break, I'm going on several college visits, and it's really bittersweet to think that I'm going to be a senior next year.
For spring break, I'm going skiing at Deer Valley with my family.
This spring break, Reese and I will be visiting the Peloponnesian Mountains.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, so for spring break, I'm going to Indian Wells for a tennis tournament, and then I'm going to San Diego.
This spring break, I'm going to Orange Beach with Addison's family, and Mary and Mallory will also be there.
For spring break, I'm going to the beach. We're going to Seaside, and I'm really looking forward to it.
For spring break, we're going to Costa Rica.
Looks like everyone is ready to enjoy their spring break. This has been Sarah Ellis Genovese.
Sounds like a blast, Seg. Hope everyone has a tremendous holiday.
What sports do you play, Jack Brooks?
Not a single one. So let's just throw it to Madeline Lowe, huh?
Our track team has been working hard for the upcoming season. They share their thoughts on their first meets and how it will continue to go.
So I do shot put. I'm really excited for this season. I'm ready to PR a couple more times. At this last meet, I threw a 29.11, so maybe I can beat the school record.
I do pole vault, long jump, and sprints, and I'm really excited for this season because we moved down a division and we got a lot of new people, so we have a really good chance at winning state this year.
I'm really ready for my last outdoor season, and since I went to state for indoor triple jump, I hope to improve for outdoor track.
I'm Coach Lewis, the head track and field coach, and we just had our first week of our outdoor season. I'm really looking forward to it. We had a great off-season workouts, great indoor season. We have a lot of people out this year, so depth is very important. And I love, we're in a new district, so we get to face some new teams as well as a new region and a new state. So I'm really excited about this year. Got a great group of leaders, all the way from our freshmen all the way up to our seniors. So extremely excited. Have a lot of returners, 3- and 4-year people that have been in this program. So just trying to do the best that we can on and off the track.
Good luck for the rest of your season to everyone on the track team. Now, let's check in on some other Loyola sports highlights. Congratulations to the varsity and JV lacrosse teams on their wins over Magnet on Tuesday night. Varsity won by a score of 15-4. Robert Pavlik was the scoring leader of the night with 4 goals, followed by Alex Horton with 3. Bruce Henley, Holland Mars, and Rowan Guthakonda each had 2 goals, and Grant Stockrider and Gray Birch each scored once. The JV team also won by a score of 3-2 with goals by Nicholas Avalone, Fate Ivy, and Mason Drake. The varsity team will be traveling to Alexandria on March 18th and take on Brother Martin at 11 a.m. and the Renegades at 5 p.m. Both games will take place at the LSU A recreational fields. The baseball team opens district play tonight with a 3-game series against North Caddo. The Flyers will play tonight at 6 p.m. at Cicero Field and will go on to Vivian tomorrow to play a doubleheader. During spring break, the Flyers will have 4 games, including home games against Mansfield on Monday and Parkway on Tuesday. The softball team beat Doylean Tuesday and has a record of 4-5. They will be at Converse tonight and Magnet on Friday. The tennis team has been dominating lately. Flyers had a 24-4 record in the St. Fred's Tennis Invitational in Bossier last week against teams from St. Fred's, Calvary, and St. Mary's. The Flyers won 7 out of 10 fights on Tuesday. The team kept the momentum going against Calvary. Boys winners were Bo Bowman, Gregor Golly, Jack Walls, Stander Olson, Trip Romer, Ravi Ahuja, Keller Brown, and Landon Hooper. Girls winners were Julia Hancock, Caitlin Pavlik, Audrey Dufresne, Cassidy Kirk, Chloe Barr, Lauren Trish, Sadie Green, and May Graff. Remember to keep up the good work. And Flyers, remember to come out and support our Loyola athletes. This has been Madeline Lowe.
Go team! Great job with your sports seasons.
Well, that's the end of this week's rundown. Have a splendid spring holiday, Flyers.